So here's the deal. To talk about how to prep, let's bring in Ted Jenkin. He's the CEO of Oxygen Financial and author of the 21-Day Budget Cleanse. Ted, thanks for joining us this morning. The first thing we want to talk about is everyone wants to know, are they covered? And they're covered to an extent, right?
Well, the question is, are you covered? Do you have your disaster coverage plan in place? I mean, some policies won't cover for flood or for wildfires or for earthquakes, so you have to look at what your policy says. What I worry about for most people is, do you have replacement cost or do you have actual cash value? So if your house burns down, are they going to pay you the contents of what your house is worth today or what everything was worth when you actually bought it? A lot of people don't read their policy and it becomes too late.
Well, they're so complicated and long, you know, I mean, can you just easily get on the phone and call your agent and say, walk me through this exactly?
You can, but it's very difficult. When you have to file a claim, think about this after a disaster. Yeah. Are you ready to negotiate with the insurance company? And I recommend most people get themselves an independent insurance adjuster. This is somebody that fights on your behalf against the insurance company when you have to get a claim.
Does that cost you, though? Yeah,
it will cost you about 10%, but honestly, it's very difficult. Think about your state of mind and trying to negotiate with the insurance company. It's really difficult.
All right, so, you're going to foot some of the bill. There's always deductibles and things like that. There's some part of it that's your expense. How do you prepare for that?
That's difficult. Look, I mean, about 30% of America has no cash reserve right now, so you need to try to store 3 to 6 months in a cash reserve if you can do it. But if you're living paycheck to paycheck, at least get a week's worth of real cash that you actually have on hand, because guess what? If you can't get access to your bank account, you're going to need some cash to pay for some things. But 3 to 6 months is ideal if you can get it stored away, especially in areas where the disasters are happening more.
What should you do in terms of bills and financial documents?
The biggest thing I tell people today is get an online safety deposit box. There are companies out there that do it, like Everplans, where you can store up your driver's license and your wills and photos of your valuables. How are you going to prove to the insurance company that you had a piece of art or jewelry if you have nothing to prove? So you have to get that stuff in an online safety deposit box. And I like getting an online financial account aggregation system, something that will scrape everything into one place.
It stresses so many people out, though, with all that your information is then online.
It is, but there are a lot of them today that are pretty secure if you put your passwords in right. And many of them don't display Social Security numbers. They don't display account numbers. It's really just showing you what you have and where it's located.
And get a will, okay? Because to see,
makes it so much easier.
An unfortunate death and then have the family come apart because of it, get yourself a will.
If you don't have one, the state has one for you.
Yeah, and you're not going to like the way it turns out. Thank you, Ted Jenkin. We appreciate that.